I miss old League. And no, I don't mean League Classic. I mean the identity of League, the soul of League, the core. Something I hope we never lose. Something I think that has been waning every now and then as League progresses throughout time. Somehow, luckily alive, as the torch is kept passing on, thanks to people here and there. Thanks to people like Jinxie and Dantos, legitimately making one of the biggest content runs in League history, as well as, surprisingly right now, Doublelift for recently hosting a retirement home tournament, which got me thinking. I've been feeling a bit reminiscent of the past lately, because I think League's biggest strength has always been its community. I've always attributed this as the thing that makes League always popular. It's thanks to the people, the power of friendship. That's right. Let me break down to you one of the biggest and most important pillars that I think makes League so popular. League was just never something you played. It was something you kinda lived around. Not just as a game, but as a culture. League's influence on the YouTube ecosystem was one of the biggest mediums to ever exist. League has legitimately dominated such a big part of YouTube for the longest time. We've had an insanely wide range of content that simply other games did not have. Compare League to COD, and not to diss COD, it was a founding father in the early eras of YouTube. But COD had mostly gameplay, commentaries, and montages, while League was different. League had everything. Educational guides, animations, esports, champion-related videos, tons of funny content creators, shitposts, memes, music, lore, fan art, entire communities built around specific champions or just roles. It wasn't just a game people played, it was something people created around. It was art that spawned more art. On top of all this, Riot, whether intentionally or not, helped that happen. They didn't shut the community out, they actually opened their hearts to it. Unlike most game companies, Riot embraced fan content. We had series like Summoner Showcase, and the ever so mysteriously removed /all chat. Series dedicated to supporting our creators and our community. Things ranging from fan art, cosplays, montages, and music. Sadly, both of which of now are gone. A bygone era, I suppose. But for a time, the game didn't just exist. It existed alongside its community. All these things helped define League. They helped popularize it and create this ever-flowing circle of love. Even though these things are fleeting, rare, and they come so seemingly once a lifetime, they represent something very important in my opinion. A moment where the line between the game and the player felt unusually thin, where the game felt like it belonged to everyone. As a byproduct of dominating so many categories, we created possibly some of the most incredible talent from just our community. The birthing of so many giant big names today that were originally just some people that played League. Not people who came out creating some mr.beast clickbait that has billions of dollars invested. Most of these creators weren't famous because they were the best players either. They were famous because they were just playing League with their friends. Maybe made a dumbass shitpost video. Maybe they were just happy. Maybe when times were simpler. Perhaps I'm just tired of the constant fabrication of clips, what feels like the fast food era of YouTube right now, and mayhaps I'm in a melancholic mood right now, but I really do think these people helped forge the ecosystem of where League is today, and vice versa. People like Seth. I still don't know how to pronounce his fuck-ass name, I gotta be honest with you, but you know what I'm talking about, the African warlord. This motherfucker started his channel years ago with League. It's crazy to think how small the world feels sometimes. And you have Moist Critical, Mr. Penguin Z0, someone from the early era of gaming YouTube, but also an OG in League. He's legitimately one of the biggest faces of YouTube now. And I find it so crazy that all these videos from way back then, from these two specifically right now, are finding their way back thanks again to League Classic. It's like we've gone full circle. Video game Donkey, possibly one of the biggest names in League period. There will never be another run like Donkey. He has been an icon, and someone who has played with his friends in basically every single video. I'm glad he's still around, and maybe him leaving League was the best thing that could ever happen to him. His talent was clearly so much more than what Riot had for him. Lily Pichu, Someone who was there before streaming changed everything, before everything became optimized and saturated. She was a part of that early League ecosystem where creativity, personality, and community kind of blurred together, back when motherfuckers could not fathom a woman with a high-pitched voice. She was one of the biggest female content creators too, in my opinion. And I don't know how someone made Pokimane the face of it, when I think Lily has been that 7 times over without all the shitty drama. You know I always gotta shit on Poki the chance I get to. Magikarp Tues-Fri, someone whose actual champion spotlight videos turned parody into something that felt like a official form of content from the community. Like the community was building its own version of the game alongside Riot's. And no disrespect to high elo creators, skill is one of the things we respect the most in League. But I miss when it was just ordinary people. Just friends and people fucking around. I could endlessly name them. CivHD, Trick2G, Bricky Orchid, Uberdanger, G-Bay, the list goes on and on. They weren't just random creators, they were a part of a moment where League produced identity. All the people that were once or still a huge part of League's success, circulating the bloodstream that has helped made League whole. But all of this was not it. We had more. A fire that was sparked by the creation of one of the biggest things possible. I attribute League to the birthing of esports. I know esports existed before League, especially with the existence of a game like StarCraft, but to me, it started with League. It started here. League made esports the big thing it is today. Big prize pools, regional professional teams, live broadcasting, production, insane amounts of people working behind the scenes, one of the biggest upcoming games, narratives, and storylines. It's where esports became mainstream, where it became real, coinciding with one of the biggest growing platforms, Twitch, with one of the biggest growing games of all time. And lo and behold, you have your answer to why League has been the crown reigning. All this built from our hands. You could say, we built this town. Every cancer thing that Riot has let run rampant, every inside joke that only made sense if you were there at the time, creators who felt like they were discovering everything alongside you, the game you sunk insane amounts of hours in, the game you were always a part of. It's this beauty of growing up with a game, a thing that seldom happens because only a few games ever reach this status. It's beautiful in its weird way. It feels weird to say since this game is so well known for its toxicity, and yet I think this is what has made it always the biggest game. But I digress. That's all I really have to say on this. I was just feeling a bit nostalgic again. I want to shout out one last thing before I go though. I miss Surrender at 20. I miss it dearly. It was such an accurate source of information for upcoming things on League, and it felt like the postmortem of League forums. Spaterax, if you somehow see this, I still appreciate all you do, my king. I'm still glad people like you and Skin Spotlights are still going. You guys keep the flow of information so stable and clean. It's always nice to see that you guys are doing well. Even when I think League is headed towards a world where everyone only cares about high elo, I still think the deep charm of this game will always be alive. League is a community. It's always been about the friends we made along the way. I hope people don't forget that. Subscribe, like, or whatever. As always, drop me a comment. I read all of them. All of them. Hot take or not, I respect your decision and your opinion. And goddamn, I'll defend your right to say it. And one last thing, I just want to leave a comment for those who actually care about the channel. I'm doing my best. I'll grow and forge this future I promised to you all a long time ago. Thank you for your support. I'll never forget it.